So with non-law students, I would say it's really about demonstrating your interest in the law and why it is that you want to enter the law as a profession. We have our cohorts generally are probably split 60-40 with non-law students. And I would say it's about demonstrating why it is that you decided to pursue the route that you did and why you're now looking to move into the legal profession. I would say, what else is there in your degree as well that maybe is a bit transferable? So obviously the law is quite a big sector, it's quite a big piece, but there's lots of different subsectors within that, and quite often the degree or the discipline that you've already studied will be relevant to some of the sectors that we operate within as well. So there's always something transferable that you can bring to.
So common misconceptions about entering the profession when you come from a non-law background. It's interesting because a lot of people think coming from a non-law background is seen as a negative thing in the industry. It's really not. You've got a different set of experiences to call on. You've got maybe a different interest to those that just the standard, law student has. So it's definitely not a negative thing. We like it. We like to see that you can talk about things like history or English, and 9 times out of 10, you've applied to do that degree because you're interested in it. And that is all we ask of people when they come to law. You've applied to us because you're interested in us or the area of law we operate in. Apply that same interest to that and you'll be absolutely fine. It's definitely not a negative thing.
Yeah, so at Gateley, just firstly, we do welcome applications from non-law students, and we do feel that they come with a skill set which is really unique, and we really like having a lot of transferable skills from what they've done previously. And I think that's really the key, is looking at what skills they have in the past and how they translate that to the role of a trainee solicitor. So things like team building, communication, resilience, determination, all of those sorts of things you can apply from a non-law perspective into a legal perspective as well in the role of a trainee.
I think non-law students can actually bring so much to a legal career because you've got a different perspective from a different area that you've either studied or worked in. And so you might tackle legal problems in a slightly different way. And I think that's so valuable for you to stand out against everybody else.
So I think my suggestion to someone coming from non-legal background into a law firm is invest your time researching about technology which is available. This is quite specific if you're planning to work in a legal tech and innovation, and look at the technology which is available in the market that focuses primarily on law firms rather than old style IT, laptops and printers. So I would say focus on legal tech if you are looking to make this as your career choice.
My advice for non-law students looking for a career in law, I think do your research, do your reading. There's actually loads of different avenues for doing science that isn't doing a PhD and doing academia, or even being an environmental consultant, because all my friends from uni seem to end up doing that. I looked at not just doing PhDs and things, but also looking at being a patent attorney, working in government policy, and then I turned to corporate law and it seemed to work well for me. Do your reading, talk to people. For me, it was a really nice balance of getting to stay with the science and getting to be around people that I personally got on a lot better with than the people that I was working with in quite a lonely lab environment. Look around, there's actually way more opportunities than you think there are. And you don't have to go to a science firm. Scientists are, and non-law students are very valuable at every kind of firm, in every kind of department.
So the way that I think that my non-law background has benefited me is the fact that I was able to firstly study something that really interested me. So I think that was a nice way just to spend my time in my developing years, just to get a sense of who I am as a person. I studied art history, so that was really interesting, very cultural. I studied my first master's degree in Europe, so I went to Paris, did a few law courses there. But I think it's just a lot of cultural knowledge. I think a history background is always beneficial for law, and just a sort of natural curiosity.